What's going on overseas? We got China versus India? Hello, it's Rob, the ignorant entrepreneur. What is this? Beijing, highly perturbed by India's decision to ban Chinese apps. Beijing is pushing back on a decision by India to ban dozens of Chinese mobile apps as tension between the world's two most populous countries continue to rise. Zhao Lijian, a spokesperson for China's foreign ministry, told reporters on Tuesday that the government was, quote, strongly concerned about the ban. He said that the authorities were still, quote, checking and verifying information on the situation, but added that it was India's responsibility to uphold the legitimate rights of international investors. India announced Monday that it would block 59 Chinese apps, including TikTok, Weibo, and WeChat, claiming that these platforms posed a threat to the sovereignty and integrity of India, defense of India, and security of state and public order. Phew. India is not taking any prisoners. Now, I bet they're concerned. India is now one of the biggest overseas markets for China's smartphone makers, which have built factories and created jobs in the country. The attack on Chinese apps could jeopardize China's ambitions to dominate global tech, with India viewed as a major growth market for internet companies such as ByteDance. Now I know, what is ByteDance? ByteDance actually owns TikTok, a highly popular video platform. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's actually become a recent favorite for me for finding viral video content. It's been downloaded onto Indian phones 660 million times since its launch in 2017. Whoa. Don't forget that India has over 1.4 billion people, but 660 million, that's a pretty good ratio. WeChat, a messaging app owned by Tencent, is one of China's biggest social media apps, and Weibo is a microblogging platform similar to Twitter. Now, why is this happening? This is simple politics, tit for tat. India and China had that recent border skirmish. Officially, India's saying that these apps compromise the security of their nation by some of the data that the apps are collecting and sending back to China. I actually was able to talk to my friend over in India, and he said that the people, there's like a growing, this isn't something that's new, but there's always been sort of a disconnect between India and China. I'm not entirely sure what that is, so I'm not going to front and act like I do. But I'm looking at this as tensions between two countries that both want to rapidly grow in this new modern era. This is just one of the latest steps that India can take against China because you don't want any more physical violence. It's not a good look for either country. And we are in the middle of recovering from a pandemic. Now, the truth is, both of these countries depend on one another. Right? One may feel that they have less to lose than the other, but they depend on each other. According to the World Bank, India imports more goods from China than any other country, buying more than 90 billion worth of products in 2018. It exported less than a fifth of that amount to China. Threatening to boycott Chinese goods or ban Chinese apps could potentially harm China, but it's a little bit of a hollow threat unless India has other alternatives in place. So we'll have to wait and see. Hit that subscribe if you want to stay tuned, and I'll be sure to bring you the latest. Until then, partner.